Okay, so I've been interested in paranormal stuff my whole entire life, basically. When I was a kid, I used to watch shows like Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures. That was like my favorite show of all time. And I honestly believed basically everything that they said on their show, all the evidence that they showed. I just believed it all because, well, I was young. But even as a kid, there was one thing that always stuck out to me as a little bit weird, and I actually didn't totally believe it. And that was the concept of orbs. What they would do is they would take like flash photography photos.
What?
That's just a stupid way to put it, but that's basically what they did. They took flash photos, and in those photos you would see little dots, and they would say that these are orbs, these are ghosts, these are spirits, and I was like, they're just little dots, right? So as I've grown up, I've heard a lot about orbs and a lot about how, well, for lack of a better word, they're BS. This is what I'm hearing. Let me remind you. I've heard people say that they are dust. That's what they simply are. They're just dust. They're little insects, or they're simply just light reflecting from the flash. And that's the reason why you can't see these orbs with regular pictures. And obviously all that makes sense. But lately I've been wondering, well, if it was really that simple, then why are they still using these as evidence on these ghost shows and on YouTube channels? So I decided to do a little more research to see if maybe the internet could turn me into a believer of orbs. So the first site that I looked at actually described orbs not as ghosts, but simply as energy, as spirits. And rather than fearing these orbs, they actually say that orbs can be a welcome sign and could actually be a loved one that is just simply hanging around your home or hanging around family gatherings, and that's why sometimes they show up in pictures. So when I hear that, I'm like, okay, orbs don't sound that creepy. Wouldn't they be a good thing? That's a loved one that you love.
Bro, what are you talking about?
It's been a rough night. With that being said, there are apparently many more types of orbs. Some orbs actually being slightly dangerous, and they're actually labeled by color. Seems a little racist. But you know what? I'm not going to judge tonight. It's not a judging night for me. So I actually thought that orbs were like demons, like in the form of little balls. I know I'm a bit of an idiot, and especially as a child, I had no idea what I was doing, and I still don't. I mean, look at me. I'm filming a video about orbs, for God's sakes. But yeah, it just shows like, I guess there was a misconception that I heard from when I was younger, and now I'm actually learning what they actually are. So out of these different types of orbs, like I said, they're classified by color, and here's what some of these colors mean. So clear orbs are apparently orbs that are trying to communicate with you. They represent a spirit that wants to communicate with you. There's also silver and white orbs, which represents a spirit that's trapped on this plane, so they don't necessarily want to be here. Black or brown orbs can often represent a evil spirit, although I've heard there's some exceptions to this. I'm not going to judge, but I mean, again, with the racism, okay. Now, red actually represents a guardian spirit who may be watching over the place where you're taking the picture, which I think that's actually kind of cool. I would assume if I saw like a red orb on one of my pictures, I would probably cry. Like, I'm not even going to lie. I thought that probably would represent evil, but no, I'm totally wrong. That actually represents a guardian spirit. Green represents a human spirit. That's all I could find on that. Now, gray is a depressed spirit. Me, okay, yes, that is yas. Yeah, okay, that's me. I know my orb type now, I guess. Blue represents spiritual guidance, so if you see one of these, I guess it's a good thing, so I don't know. And I guess those are just the main ones. I'm sure there are others out there, but these are just the core few, the elite few that I'm going to be focusing on. And all this talk about orbs kind of reminds me of a story that actually it happened to me when I was a young kid, and it was actually the first time that I ever went ghost hunting. So what me and my friend used to do is we would set up my mom's old camcorder down in my basement, and we were too afraid to stay down there, so we just left it there, and we would review the footage like 20 minutes later. So the first time we ever did this, we set the camera up down in my basement of this house, and we reviewed the footage about 20 minutes later, and we saw an orb. And it was a gray orb, so a depressed orb. Apparently. So what the orb did is it floated in from the top left of the screen, like right around here. And it just kind of floated on easily like that, like just minding its own business. And then all of a sudden it got to about here, right in the middle of the screen. And it's like it recognized it was on camera or something. And it just shot off. And that was it. Now, we were going crazy. I mean, I just thought we hit gold. Like, oh my God, I'm going to be famous. But I told my parents, showed my parents, and they simply said, it's just dust. And I guess over the years, I kind of believe them, you know? Like, as you grow up, you kind of try and rationalize things at the very least. But I don't know. All this talk about orbs makes me think maybe that was an actual orb. Like, I don't know. Maybe my basement still has these orbs in it. And I guess that's the question that I have now is, are these orbs still flying around in my basement? You know what? I guess there's only one way to find out. All right, so here's how this is gonna go. I have this photography camera. It's pretty decent quality camera. I'm going to take this down there with the flash on and probably take about 20 or 30 pictures. And then afterwards, we'll review them on the laptop and we'll see if we can't find an orb or two. Honestly, I'm not sure if we're gonna find any. I'm not sure if we're gonna get any orbs, but you know what? We're going to try anyway. So let's get down there. Okay, so this is the basement. In case you haven't watched some of my previous videos where I went down there, I will link to them up there. Check those out if you want. But all I'm going to do, I'm going to stand exactly where I set the camera up back when I was a kid and caught that orb, that video I told you guys about. I'm going to stand right where I took that video and I don't know, we'll see if we can recreate this. I'm gonna shut the lights off. This has a really strong flash, holy crap. I'm just hossing these pictures out, just not even looking. I'm gonna save it all for after in the review process. Okay. Let's see if we caught any orbs. Oh, there's one. There's one. Winston, what do you think about orbs? Oh my lord. What do you think about orbs? Oh my god. Why are you scared of me? Why are you running? Just the word orbs freaked him out. Winston, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm back at home base, aka the bedroom of my parents' house, because I still live at home. And we're gonna take a look at some of the pictures that I just took that are on this memory card. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is set the camera down and really get a super close look at all of these, and I will let you guys know if I find anything, or if I see any orbs. Okay. Alright guys, so I reviewed all the pictures and I really went in depth, like I zoomed in on all of them and like literally looked at probably every square inch of all 30 plus pictures that I took. And surprisingly, I did not find a single orb. So I guess in terms of the video, it's a little disappointing that I don't have anything to show you guys, but at the same time, I feel like I can sleep a little more soundly tonight, I guess. But this whole video does make me a little more interested in the concept of orbs and I guess the belief in them. So I wouldn't be opposed to going someplace a lot creepier, someplace really creepy like a cemetery. I feel like I could take that picture and probably catch a lot more orbs if that's how it works. I don't know. But let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing something like that because I would totally do it. If you guys want to see more orb stuff, then yeah, I'm down to do it. We can do some orb hunting. I don't know what to call it, but I guess we'll call it orb hunting. So let me know if you guys want to see that. And thank you for watching. Sleep tight.